was headed towards the promised land, and a slimy monster had me by the hand. I got knocked out, and I struggled and squirmed, and thought I was dead. I had nothing left. I suddenly surfaced, gasping for air, covered in mud, and a fish was there. Two old boys had pulled me free. As I staggered forward, I could hardly see. My girl was laughing so hard, it was hard to comprehend. It didn't seem at all funny from my end. Why people noodle, God only knows. This catfish nearly ripped off all my clothes. I was dragged through the mud and felt kicked by a mule. I suddenly thought, had I made out my will? That catfish made me look like a fool. I crawled up the bank and I was moving slow, man. It had been one hell of a show. I was trying to breathe, it was hard to believe, even there on my knees. But my girl was still laughing, so she must have been pleased. I stuttered, I showed the fishes, I gasped for breath. I don't think she was convinced I'd pass her test. Well, I must have accomplished my goal. My girl was a very happy soul. But the only thing I had to show was torn up clothes and bruises that seemed to grow. But I did seem to have her under my spell. Fortunately, my mother didn't have to grieve. That fish really took my pride, and I almost died. I had sand in my eyes, and I was black and blue. Yeah, it was all true. My girl was laughing so hard in her outfit. It was all true. My girl was knocked out, and I struggled and squirmed. I thought I was dead, I had nothing left. I got helped out, gasping and thrashing, and still had a fish on my arm, and it was doing me harm. Now I was black and blue, had sand in my eyes, I almost died. But it really wasn't all that bad, 'cause my girl gave me that love and I needed so bad. Yeah, she gave me that love I needed so bad. She said the fish really took you for a ride, but it was the funniest thing since I've been alive. She continued laughing, yeah, I was surprised, but at least I survived. So the moral of the story is noodling ain't fun, yeah. I nearly died and I lost my pride, but my girl's dress did end up on the floor, so I turned out a winner for sure. So if you ever go noodle and take my advice, think twice.